Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be a quick 5-minute trade breakdown. These happen daily for our elite members where we break down some high percentage trades of the day for them to really analyze and compare to their journals. So starting off here, we opened the morning in RBLX. We had 37 aspirants. These were slightly above print personality. They weren't significant, massive controlling prints. So print personality was maybe 2 or 3, and this was, I would say, slightly above moderate aspirants there at 37. It wasn't extremely significant heavy 37 aspirants from a market maker there, but definitely one to be able to base an increment trade off of, increment being 50 cents here. Just from those prints alone, was expecting a 50-cent pullback, and ended up pulling back 2 increments from there, which is even better. But on this pullback here for a number 4 trade, which is aspirants 37 above print personality, we look for the building period, and then we take a trigger back long on under 37 where that market maker is, and then our price target would be 37.50. So that's the setup there. For a number 4 trade, we obviously have our 1 through 4 trades. All our elite members have those memorized, and I'm gonna put this on YouTube as well later on, so if you guys are interested in that, look in the description below. But anyway, back to the trade here. On this pullback, we didn't really see any significant accumulation. Rather, it was some selling here and there. Really, for a high percentage number 4 trade, we want that pullback for a calculation to the specific increment. But on that way back, we want to see some accumulation. We want to see a burst of 3 on the ask, maybe a burst of 4 on the ask on this pullback. Something just to show that they're adamant about accumulating on this pullback. If they're going to blow past the price target of 37.50, they're going to acquire on this pullback, and that's the whole purpose of a pullback here from the 37 aspirants, is to build. So when we don't see any building at all, that's not the greatest sign for a number 4 trade. So in fact, I did just sit back on the sidelines on this one, just because the first trade of the day, you want a high percentage trade, and without that clear accumulation from that dominant market maker or other market makers to show that they know and they're adamant about this going above 37.50. I sat on the sidelines here, ended up pushing pretty much from 36 to 37, almost 37.50, with just really nothing on the ask side of things to show accumulation. Money flow in the ask, off level was not there. Timing prints weren't there. It just didn't present itself to a high percentage. And then we got a trigger back down, and then we ended up printing these 37 bids, some 01s. So we went from 01 to 37. So really the 01s show quicker time frame, 37 bids. I really saw these as someone taking off a pretty big portion of a position here, especially on a move from about 35 this morning. Someone took off quite a bit, and we also did, referencing back to the fact that we didn't see anybody accumulating. That's a big deal when the selling comes in. There's some importance to be placed here. I ended up getting a pull up off of those 37 bids, but gonna expect quicker nature given the 01s within that burst. End up pulling up, not hitting 37.50, triggering down, and we ended up getting this really nice selling position under 37. So all these is the second wave where market makers are coming in short, really nice short positions under 37. That really gives us the ability. So with the 37 and then these short-term bids under, that really gives us the ability to get to 36.50 conservatively. So once we got a quick little pull up from that, was looking for a short back down, ended up taking a short off under 37 after the pull up, and the trade ended up just giving an extra 50 cents there, kept it conservative, but never gave you a reason to get out completely, and it just kind of worked its way to 36. But the main topic here is the percentage for number 4 wasn't as high here. I would say it's maybe 65%. Yes, the controlling prints are there, but there was no clear accumulation to take a high percentage trade up. So that means market makers didn't really have any intentions to go long here to show that it was going to break past 37.50, that cycle level. And then once we got up here, we saw that weakness, and obviously 37 didn't really have much money to make besides 1 increment. And then we saw that 37 bids be the first phase of selling. Someone came off and took a good portion of their position off, and that really tells us how much more room it has to go just based upon the amount they took off there at 37. Get a quick bullet from that, don't hit 37.50, trigger back down. Great selling under that 37, really showed that there was some money going short back under, right in the same region where that market maker at the 37 was. Enter on the bid side of things, got a quick pull up and then a trigger down for a clean, in this case, a number 2 trade, because at this point, we're following the market maker at 37 on the bid side and then the shorter term money under as well. So we have a market maker and then we have shorter term traders on going short on the, on the short side of things. And then also, as well, the lack of substance on the way up. So this is a perfect trade here. Lack of substance, so that they're accumulating, really pushing it up, really seems just to get retail enticed and get retail in. Cycle level, not hitting a cycle level, that's a really great percentage there. And you have the short positions going back short. So this ended up being a far higher percentage short trade rather than if you're trying to take this number 4 long here. I just don't think that the percentages were as high as compared to the short, because we have money to follow here and we have retail being captured in, and then we have the understanding there's a lack of substance from the market maker to show really high percentage continuation. And then there's just was a wonderful short trade for about $1. Happy trading, everybody.